knows who the best people in this room are better than you guys. Better than you guys. If I could take your crews and put them at the state championship together, giving them the opportunity to work all season long by selecting those crews at the beginning of the season, by the way, which is what's fixing to take place, and allowing those guys and ladies to call throughout the remaining part of the year to go to state and be on that same page and be consistent with one another. Is that Einstein thinking or not? It's not. It makes sense. In doing that, let me tell you what we did. We upped the state championship officials this year by 60. 60 officials, additional officials, will go to the state championship this year. 96 officials will be attending the state championship, 48 aside. 12 crews. 6 will be guaranteed games on Thursday. 6 will be guaranteed games on Friday. Guess what happens on Saturday? 6 out of the 12 will be selected, all right, by an advisory committee in which we'll put together representative directors that you guys have hired, all right, in the selection process. We'll be there to critique those 12 crews and advance what we feel like is the top 6 out of the 12. It's performance-based, people. No more guarantees. I don't think you want guarantees. As an official, we don't want guarantees. We don't want guarantees. We want a chance. We want a chance and an opportunity. And now you got it. Now, is that particular crew guaranteed 3 years? No. Every year it starts over. Every year you get to resubmit. Every year a new crew could represent the Houston chapter. Okay? I think that's positive. The other positive thing is this. You've got people in this room right now who have called the state championship in the past. Raise your hand if you've called the state championship in the past. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Too many counts. You guys have doubled any other chapter around. What incentive is it for these guys who've known they've called the state championship before? They're still good officials. Gray hair or not, they're still good officials. There's no incentive. Are those guys still at the top of their game? Could they still be at the top of the game? Maybe. But they still have something to offer. Now you guys have the opportunity, once a crew is selected, you guys get to select who the alternate is going to be. So essentially, not only do you select the state championship crews, you're selecting the alternate. Every chapter that gets selected for a state championship crew gets to select who their alternate might be. Now, their alternate gets all the goodies. And trust me, there's going to be some goodies this year, people. It's changed drastically. You're like a walking Nike poster child. Right? But there's going to be some goodies. But you're going to get to select that alternate. It could be one of the individuals who may not be at the top of his game, but who addresses and who applies and who self-evaluates more than any other official in your chapter, but who could give more to that crew on a given night based on credibility, based on honesty and the approach thereof. And you guys have the opportunity to get to do that. Now, having said that, 6 of those crews will be selected. After that, the pay is all the same. I'm paying $1,000, all right? That's on tape 2. That's not going to change. I'm paying $1,000. You say, well, Tony, I'm from Houston, Texas. I know, you get $1,000. Well, what if we're from Austin, Texas? You get $1,000. What if I'm El Paso? You get $1,000. I don't care. You get $1,000. Divide it up any how you want to. You can fight over it if you want to. All right? $1,000. Now, why did I do that? I'll tell you why I did that. I had a guy the other day ask me a question. He said, wait a minute, Tony, you talked about calling one game on Thursday, one game on Friday, but then 6 of the crews getting selected for Saturday, but you're paying $1,000. I said, yeah, that's right. Well, what happens on the crews that just call 1 game? They get $1,000. Well, what about the crews that call 2 games? They get $1,000. That doesn't seem fair. Why? Because they're calling 2 games, how do they get more? Okay, well, then they got 2 options. Call, don't call. It's not about the money. We do this as an advocation. If any of you are trying to feed your families, come talk to me when this is over. Okay? We understand that money is good, and as of today, the Legislative Council unanimously approved the fee proposals for 2010-2011 across the board. I can't tell you how many hours I have spent working on fee proposals for the state of Texas. The state of Texas has passed the most comprehensive fee adjustments, obviously increases, all right, than any other state in the nation. No other state in the nation has passed a comprehensive fee proposal like Texas put in place today. You cannot make an argument. Nobody in this room can make an argument that UIL is not in support of its officials. Period. I sat there in more meetings than I'm wishing to even relate to you guys, with ADs and coaches and business administrators and superintendents. explaining to them the importance of making sure that this fee proposal went to paper, and that you guys had something concrete that you can count on. There wasn't a single fee proposal that you will see that matched whatever was requested. I busted the roof on every bit of it. Every one of them were more money than what the own divisions of that respective sport even asked for. Now, why was that important? Well, I learned one thing in business. The best business and the best companies in the United States survive for years and years and hundreds of years based on one principle. When the economy does this, as it always will, and we know where it is right now, we don't want to talk about it. But when the economy does this, and it goes down, and all the companies are barely hanging on and promising the world and the pie in the sky, and they start laying off good employees, what do the best companies do? They hire them. They're hiring on the good talent. So when the economy comes back, and those companies go running back with all these contracts, what do those employees do? They stay. We convinced the council of one thing. We understand that all budgets across the state of Texas and every school district are being cut. Some double-digit percentages. We needed, and we had, and it was detrimental, we had to get this fee proposal across, because look at the addition of officials that we've got in Houston, Texas this year. Look at the addition of officials that we've taken in every sport across the nation, across the state. If we could give a fee proposal, right, that represented quality and accountability to you people right now in the worst of times when the schools cannot afford it, think of what we can do when times get good. Do a lot. The support is here. I can assure you, you have never, since the inception of officials in Texas, seen the support like you're fixing to see, like you already have seen. I like talking about now. I like talking about realism. I don't like talking about what will be, what is. All right? The support that has already come are not guarantees. They're happening right now. You guys are seeing it. You guys are experiencing it. The fee proposals today by the Legislative Council confirmed it. Okay, now, on the flip side, just know that Houston, Texas, before these fee proposals, was the highest paid region area in the state of Texas. You guys have been doing a lot of good things up here. But for whatever the reason, think about what we had to do. We had to apply a fee proposal, people, that fit those schools out in far west Texas, as well as Houston, Texas. As I've had the pleasure of traveling around and living around the state of Texas, I have been in Houston, Texas. I have seen what goes on at the big school. I understand where the shoes are in this room. But at the same time, you have to understand, we have to do what's best for the schools and officials, not only in Houston, but across the state of Texas, in a consistent and a very simplistic form that everybody can understand. It was passed today, overwhelmingly. All right? And we've done it. We've done it with your help. We've done it with your support. And then we're going to have to continue doing it with your help and support. But it speaks volumes. Fee proposals, and I'll get into that if any of you want to know. You're going to get them out. I'll release numbers to you, but at the same time, we're not going to mail anything out. It has to be stamped by the Commissioner of Education. He was at the meeting this morning. Should not be a problem. There will not be a problem with that. He will stamp that. Those fees will be out. Playoff system's the same way. We applied a playoff scale that all sports can get based on a $10 increase starting with by district. So your by district games will yield you $65, $75, $85, $95 at the regional tournament. All the way to state, which we've already talked about that. Okay? But a very simplistic fee proposal that I think will cover you. A metro plan and a non-metro plan. Now, one thing I did when I took this job 87 3/4 days ago, I'll tell you this. I didn't understand all this political correctness stuff. You know, you got to think about what I was doing, where I came from. When they drug me out of the hills of Davis Mountains, they said, hey, come live in Austin, Texas. There's nothing more factual than Austin's weird.